Greetings, YouTube. I've mentioned in the past that I consider campaign contributions from corporations, lobbyist groups, and things like that to be sanctified bribery, plain and simple. People are allowed to just pay our elected officials to do whatever they want to, and for some strange reason, the American people consider this to be A-OK. Well, I don't. But that's front-ended bribery. That's the bribery that comes in the process of becoming elected, in the process of remaining elected. There's also bribery on the back end. And that's where congressional staffers and elected officials are given very lucrative offers. And by very lucrative, I mean profoundly lucrative. Now, I know people who have quit their jobs and gone to new jobs because they were making like $17 or $18 an hour, and they quit their job to go make $22 or $24 an hour. That's a pretty significant difference. If you're making 18 bucks an hour and someone says, hey, I can pay you $6 more an hour, that's a fair amount of cash every week. Okay, that's $1,000 a month on average. So you're probably going to take that job. Well, what would you do if someone walked up to you and said, hey, I realize that at the moment you're working for this company, but if you, say, manipulate a few things for my favor, if you do a few things here and there that in the long run will benefit me, when you quit this company, I'm going to give you a raise of 1,452%. 1,452%. What would you do? Would you be tempted? Would you just hop on board without hesitation? Would you maybe think that, well, I'd be working against my company's best interests. That might be immoral or unethical. What would you do? Because that's the average raise congressional staffers and elected congressional members receive when they accept positions by corporations and lobbying groups after they leave office. 1,452%. And they know this before they leave office. They know that the offer is there, it's been laid out before them, and while they're in office, they can do all sorts of things to make sure that the industry that's going to hire them is going to heap benefits beyond reason by tailoring laws that benefit corporate America over the American citizenry. So, why is this legal? Why are they allowed to do it? I have held the belief for years now that elected officials on every level should be held to the same standards as judges. That if you do things that are against the interests of the people, you should go to jail. You should be stripped of your right to ever hold that kind of office again. That you shouldn't be allowed to work for an industry that you passed legislature over while you were an elected official. That it isn't just taking the front-loaded bribery out of the process that we need to do, but we need to make sure that there isn't any of the back-end bribery as well. But at the moment, things are just rolling right along. And if you're an elected official, you are guaranteed a lucrative future if you take it. One of the people in the article I'm going to link to is Judge Gregg. Now, he was an elected official from my wonderful state of New Hampshire, who I never, ever liked. As an individual, he isn't a bad human being. I encountered him once or twice over issues. But as an elected official, he was completely and utterly owned by conservative corporate interests over the American people. And he still is. So there's consistency in his life, and I can appreciate that. He's a man of much different moral standards, but when you buy him, he stays bought. I should say something about his character, I guess. So, I want to know, why is it, for my American viewers, that you tolerate this kind of situation? Why do you put up with it? Why do you think it's okay? Because I don't. Unfortunately, I'm in the minority, and my voice isn't being heard by anybody that isn't watching this video.